Welcome everyone to a very special bonus episode of Update X. I'm your host Brandon Reshitar at The Only Rush on Twitter and basically everywhere else. Today I'm going to be going over everything that happened at the PlayStation 5 event from June 11th. We finally saw the PlayStation 5 console itself. We saw a ton of games coming out for it. It's insane. So let's just get started with all of the things that they said, starting with the Rockstar logo, which kind of threw a bunch of people off. It threw me off. Because as far out as GTA 6 is, seeing the Rockstar logo at an event like that made everybody freak out about, is this GTA 6? What's going on? But no. They started showing footage from GTA 5, which just confused me to no end. I was like, why are they showing this at a PlayStation 5 event? I'm getting the specific info from the PlayStation blog. So basically, the reason they did that was to say that GTA 5 for the PlayStation 5 will feature a range of technical improvements, visual upgrades, and performance enhancements, making the game more beautiful and more responsive than ever. There will also be additional GTA Online content exclusive to the latest generation hardware. I don't know what exactly that means or what exactly that's going to be when it does come out, but that's an interesting piece of information for that. And PlayStation 5 owners get GTA Online for free when it launches for next gen. And according to the PlayStation blog, GTA 5 for next gen is going to launch in the second half of 2021. So we've got at least 7-8 months after the console comes out before we can play GTA 5 on the next generation. That's what it looks like. Don't quote me on that, take it with a grain of salt, but that's what it's looking like, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's their plan for whatever reason. And to get GTA Online for free with next generation consoles, just with PlayStation 5, it's just for the first 3 months that it's out. Also, PlayStation Plus is required to play GTA Online, obviously, and it's a standalone thing from the story mode, so when it's saying you get GTA Online for free, you just get online for free. You don't get the story mode part for free. And with that, starting today, PS4 owners will get $1 million in GTA money a month until GTA 5 launches for PlayStation 5. So that's cool. I don't have it for PlayStation 5. I have it for Xbox, so unfortunate for me, but it is the way it is. After that, they showed the Spider-Man Miles Morales game expansion / standalone thing, all that confusion that's been going on. So it started out showing Miles Morales like pushing something, but it only showed his arm, so I wasn't sure what it was. And it looks like there was electricity going up his arm, tearing off parts of the suit. And the electricity initially told me, or in my mind, was like Infamous, maybe, because I loved that game when it was on PS3. But I'm perfectly okay with it being a Spider-Man standalone game. So yeah, it showed the brief trailer about that, and said Spider-Man Miles Morales Holiday 2020, which is insane because the last Spider-Man game for PS4 came out in 2018. It was only 2 years ago from when this is going to come out, which is why I started to speculate right away about the size of this game, with there only being 2 years in between. So a bit after the PS5 event, some comments from a Sony executive published as a follow-up in The Telegraph suggested that this game would be an expansion to the PS4 Spider-Man game released in 2018. I don't know what Sony executive said that or why, considering it's kind of wrong. But, so yeah, he said right after that it was going to be expansion to Marvel's Spider-Man from 2 years ago. And then everybody lost their minds. And then Insomniac Games had to respond, who created the Marvel Spider-Man game. They tweeted, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales is the next adventure in the Marvel Spider-Man universe. We will reveal more about this standalone game at a future date. Hashtag Miles Morales PS5. So Insomniac Games said it is going to be a standalone title. It's not going to be an expansion off of Marvel Spider-Man. But I think it's also not going to be a full-fledged sequel. Some people have compared it more to Uncharted Lost Legacy or Infamous First Light or whatever that other one was called, where it's more than a DLC, but less than a full sequel, kind of that deal. But I'm very okay with that still, because a Spider-Man Miles Morales story would be really awesome to play. Also, there's speculation on if this is going to be exclusive to PS5 and PS4 owners won't be able to play it. From the research I've done, I haven't found any confirmation that I'm comfortable taking as fact. So we'll see. think it might be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which sucks for PS4 owners, but we'll see what they do with that. Again, releases holiday 2020, so coming basically at launch for the PlayStation 5. And after that, they went into Gran Turismo 7, which showed an extended scene from inside the cockpit in a race. And the last Gran Turismo game was Gran Turismo Sport, which launched in 2017 for the PS4. And the last numbered title was Gran Turismo 6 back in 2013 for the PS3. So it's been a while since there was a main numbered Gran Turismo game. It's PS5 exclusive, no release date was given yet for that one. Graphically, it looked pretty good. I'm not into Gran Turismo. I've played like the last 2 Forza Horizon games on my Xbox, but I haven't been really into the hardcore racing sim games, more just Forza Horizon because I can just drive around and do whatever, because I'm very casual into racing games. After that, they went into Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which looks amazing. I love the graphics in it. They had a big focus on how that game's going to take advantage of the PS5's SSD, because in the trailer they showed Ratchet and Clank jumping between dimensions and being able to do that in combat, the SSD loading the new worlds instantly. It showed them being transported through multiple dimensions with full detailed game worlds loading in instantly. And the end of the trailer also showed a new mysterious Lombax, and Lombax being the species that Ratchet is. Ratchet and Clank get separated towards the end through one of the dimensional holes to jump through, and then Clank ends up seeing another Lombax. So that was interesting. There's going to be another Lombax character in the new game. And in addition to Spider-Man Miles Morales, this is also from Insomniac Games, so they're pumping out Miles Morales and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is insane. Insomniac's doing really good things already for the PS5, but no release date was given for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That one's also going to be a PS5 exclusive. Right after that, they went into Project Athia, I think is how you say it. It's a working title, according to a post on the PlayStation blog. That will take you on a thrilling, otherworldly adventure. It's going to be action-packed and at times twisted, tempestuous, and forbidding. Graphically, the game's pretty good. I thought it looked really good. The trailer was kind of vague. That one's from Square Enix. That one's coming to PS5 and PC. No release date for that one yet. There is a handful of games in this event where I was kind of interested, but it was kind of like, it looks alright. Like, I don't know, I might pick it up, but hard maybe for a good handful of these. But after that, they went into a game from Annapurna Interactive called Stray. So the beginning of that trailer, it was just showing robots going around this city, and it seemed like humans were extinct at that time, maybe. But the robots were having normal human jobs, wearing human clothes and all this weird stuff, and there's cats going around. And then the trailer focuses in on the cat, so which pointed out to me that you're playing as the cat in this game, and it's interesting. I want to see some more of this. It caught my interest for sure. And the graphics were also really good in that one as well. And according to PlayStation blog, the game will have exploration, puzzle solving, as well as fast-paced action sequences. That'll be on PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam. PS5 release in 2021. I'm assuming PC release is going to be the same time. Not entirely sure. Since this event just happened, some of these release dates have been kind of iffy, and I've been attempting to get the facts on it, but I'm not comfortable with like half of the release dates I've seen. After that, they went into Returnal, and I'm pulling specific info about this one from a post on Games Radar. The trailer shows the main character repeatedly reliving, crashing on a planet, getting attacked by something, and dying. And she just keeps reliving that whole experience. And she says, the more I stay here, the more I can feel my sanity slip away. Which the trailer was followed by fast-paced action scenes with the main character using sci-fi weapons and some flashy abilities to fight glowing shadow creatures. We only see a little bit of direct gameplay in the trailer, but all of the talk of cycles and the planet changing makes it sound like we may be in for a roguelike adventure. That's also going to be a PS5 exclusive, no release date for that one yet either. After that, they go into Sackboy, A Big Adventure, which is a new Little Big Planet game. And not just a side-scroller like the main Little Big Planet games. This one, I don't want to say 3D because it's not like 3D glasses 3D where it's jumping out of your TV. I'm just saying it's not strictly a side-scroller where you can actually run around in whatever direction you want. You know what I mean. That one looks like fun. I love the Little Big Planet games. It's also going to be a PS5 exclusive. No release date was given for that one either. And they go into Destruction AllStars after that, which, after watching this whole trailer, this game looks crazy fun and I want in immediately. The trailer shows a game that's kind of like a demolition derby with some vehicle power-ups in a crazy arena with hazards like giant fan blades spinning around to destroy the cars. And it also showed characters running around on foot in the middle of the chaos with all the cars. So I really want to see more of this game. I'm loving it so far. That's going to be another PS5 exclusive. No release date for that one either. After that, they went into Kena Bridge of Spirits. And it looks like you're watching a Disney movie throughout this game. The graphics were done really well. The style that they chose worked really well. It's like you're watching a Pixar movie as you're playing this game. I really enjoyed that. It's from a small team at Ember Lab. And the team has a background in film and animation, which I'm assuming is why the art style they chose works so well and why it looks like a Pixar movie as you're playing the game. So before transitioning into game development, they were a boutique studio specializing in character development for animated commercials. Kena Bridge of Spirits is a story-driven action-adventure set in a charming world rich with exploration and fast-paced combat. Players find and grow a team of tiny spirit companions called the Rot, enhancing their abilities and creating new ways to manipulate the environment. I'm very interested in this one. I just loved how good it looks. That one's coming to PS4, PS5, PC via Steam. No release date for that one either. A lot of these didn't have release dates, but the ones that did, for the most part, were either holiday 2020 or 2021. After that, they went into Goodbye Volcano High, which is described as an end-of-era love story. So it's a cinematic, choice-based narrative game set in the final year of school for a bunch of dinosaur teens on the cusp of graduation and the rest of their lives. But what they don't know yet is that time might be about to run out for real. So I don't know if that means like dinosaur extinction level thing or what's going on with that. So in a post on the PlayStation blog, the developer's community manager, Marcela Huerta, said, quote, "In a time where we're all feeling a little lost and scared and not sure what happens next, we're hoping that the story resonates with people." That one's coming to PS5 and PC via Steam in 2021. And after that, they went into Oddworld Soulstorm. And I've never played the Oddworld games, so this is all new to me. But you pick up where New and Tasty left off. Abe has undergone an unwanted transformation from being a clueless Muddican cog, I think is how you say that, literally about to be chewed up by the Gluckin's big business machine, into an unlikely hero, a beacon of hope. I like the message they're presenting with this game, specifically in the next statement from a post on PlayStation blog. Abe is a true representation of every person, regardless of age, color, gender, or sexual or political preference. Abe was someone who went about his life blind to what was happening around him, and then woke to a deeper uncomfortable reality and had no choice but to make a change. Abe may not have wanted to be a hero, but there was and remains some greatness in Abe. A greater purpose, a greater good. All of which got him into enormous amounts of trouble and continues to do so. If someone like Abe, who has overcome nearly impossible odds, can be a symbol of hope and potentially change the world around him, maybe you can as well. Another point that was brought up in the post was that Oddworld Soulstorm has plenty of hilariously devastating moments, which have always been a cornerstone of the Abe games. So as serious and deep as the initial description sounded, there is a big comedy aspect of these games. And the post ends with, quote, "Going from blissful ignorance to revolutionary takes time. And for us at Oddworld, it takes a quintology. Oddworld Soulstorm is the second installment in the quintology, and we look forward to sharing more news with you." So, New and Tasty being the first one in the quintology, I'm guessing from that. So, I did want to play this one. This game did interest me, but I feel like I want to go back and play New and Tasty then, considering this is the second one in the quintology. But we'll see how all that goes. That one's coming to PS4, PS5, and PC via the Epic Games Store. No release date for that one either. After that, they went into GhostWire Tokyo. Tokyo has become a city under siege, overwhelmed by paranormal threats beyond our understanding. After a devastating occult event leads to the disappearance of 99% of the city's population, only you stand between the loss of this great city and its salvation. Armed with a bevy of formidable upgradable powers, you will face off against evil spirits, referred to as the Visitors, haunting the city of Tokyo, several of which you caught a glimpse of in the gameplay reveal trailer. Each spirit will have its own attack styles and weaknesses, so you'll need to combine your abilities in different ways to suit each unique combat encounter. That one's coming 2021 for PS5, timed exclusive, I'm pretty sure for that. Also coming to PC for sure at some point, if not at the same time as the PS5 launch. After that, they got into Jett the Far Shore. This game invites you on an interstellar expedition to carve out a future for a people haunted by oblivion in this cinematic action adventure. Playing as Scout Mai, be the first to deploy to a mythic ocean planet, take the helm of a jet, and explore a vast unknown. Skim low over waves, roar up pristine coastlines, and carve through otherworldly woods. Adapt to an intricate, systemic open world and persevere through adversity alongside an intimate ensemble in this heartfelt story of courage, wonder, and regret. That's coming to PS4, PS5, PC via the Epic Games Store, and that'll be holiday 2020. So that's another one coming out at launch, or presumably at launch. After that, we saw more Godfall. I'm getting the info from this from PlayStation Blog. In Godfall, Empyrean is on the precipice of ruin. You are the last of the Valorian Knights, godlike warriors able to equip Valor Plates, legendary armor sets that transform wielders into unstoppable masters of melee combat. Players will tear through foes as they climb through some of the elemental realms and challenge the mad god Macros, who awaits you at the top. The trailer gives players a glimpse into the world of Empyrean, weapon classes, a selection of Valor Plates, as well as the fast-paced melee combat that you can expect to enjoy in Godfall. That one's coming to PS5 and PC via the Epic Games Store holiday 2020, so that's another launch title, presume. I thought that one was coming to all consoles, so that surprised me. I just must have missed or forgot that it was PS5 exclusive for consoles. And we've got Solar Ash after that, and this game is from the people that made Hyper Light Drifter, which a lot of people like that one too. In Solar Ash, the player journeys through the Ultra Void, a ravenous rift in space, swallowing worlds. It's a place of incredible danger and surreal spaces, a dream none can escape. Familiar, though alien, lush but grotesque, peaceful at times and supremely violent in others. Our characters must find solace in each other to make it through the spiral of despair they find themselves trapped in. Players will blast through high-speed traversal challenges with wild gravity and beautiful vistas, while slaying massive monsters and meeting other lost souls. Beware the remnants that loom and bristle with hunger. That one's coming to PS4, PS5, PC via the Epic Games Store in 2021. And after that, we got Hitman 3. I was never huge into the Hitman games, but I have plenty of friends who are really, really into those, so this one just got me really excited for Hitman fans. Hitman 3 is the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassination trilogy, and will put you back into the shoes and stylish suit of Agent 47, a ruthless professional assassin who must take on the most important contracts of his career. The stakes are high, and when all is said and done, Agent 47 and the world around him will never be the same again. Senior community manager at IO Interactive, Travis Barber, also said in the post, quote, "We're very happy to allow players to carry over locations and progression from Hitman 2 into Hitman 3. We're very proud to have the entire trilogy all playable from within Hitman 3, and to make it the ultimate place to play any game from the trilogy." So that's a really interesting thing. The entire Hitman trilogy is going to be playable if you just get Hitman 3 on the PS5 or any console. It's not PS5 exclusive, sorry. But that's a really interesting thing, so people can play through all three of the games. I'm not sure when the first two came out, because again, I wasn't really into the Hitman games, but that's a really interesting way to do it, and I like that. That one's coming January 2021 for PS5, of course, and again, PC and Xbox Series X is a safe bet, since Hitman's never been a console-exclusive game. The trailer looked spy movie as hell, climbing up the side of a skyscraper in Dubai. It looked really awesome. Not sure if I'm going to play it because it's not my usual thing, but it looks really good regardless. After that, they got into Astro's Playroom. And this game's going to come preloaded on every PS5, so hopefully it doesn't take up that much space out of the 825 gigabyte storage in the PS5. From the trailer, I don't think it's going to be that big. It'll just be something to play around on, and it seems like it's going to be a way for you to get acclimated and introduced to all the new mechanics for the PlayStation 5 and the DualSense controller, like the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers. So the description for this game is explore 4 worlds, each based on PS5's console components. My God. Each area showcases innovative gameplay that taps into the new features of the PS5's DualSense wireless controller. That one's also going to be PS5 exclusive, again launching with the console since it comes preloaded onto it this holiday 2020. And after that, it goes into Little Devil Inside. That one looks like a fun little game. Getting info from Connor Sheridan at Games Radar. Little Devil Inside is an action-adventure RPG with survival elements set in an atmospheric semi-open world. The trailer tells a 2-part story. One part follows an elderly man's pampered life, and the other part follows a monster hunter who works for him. Every scene of the hunter's desperate struggle to dispatch fearsome creatures and survive out in the wilds is juxtaposed with the old man enjoying the comforts of the city. It was another one of those where I was iffy on, where I saw the trailer, it looked good if people are into that kind of game, but for me it was that one's coming to PS4, PS5 as a timed console exclusive, and PC as well. No release date was given for it yet, though. And after that, they went into NBA 2K21. Pretty self-explanatory game. It's the next NBA 2K. Specific information I'm getting from Richard Lawler at Engadget.com. I'm taking his article word for word because I love the way he worded it. So this is the quote starting from his article. The teaser trailer was unfortunately socially distanced, with Zion Williamson dribbling, shooting, and dunking in an empty gym, but the conveniently close-up camera angles showed a remarkable level of detail in rendering at least one NBA athlete at a time, complete with running sweat. According to 2K, load speeds for the game will be unrecognizable, with game action appearing in less than 2 seconds. So as far as him saying rendering at least one NBA athlete at a time and stuff like that, obviously it's never going to... NBA 2K games have never been like a massive graphical game. The graphics are still good, but it does look really good in the trailer that they did show. That one's going to be coming fall 2020, every console and PC, because NBA 2K games always do. After that, they go into Bugsnax. This was really weird. I was just staring at the screen with the most blank look on my face, I'm sure, when I was watching this thing. Getting the info on it from a post on PlayStation blog by Phil Tibitowski, the president and co-founder of Young Horses, who is the team behind the game. He says, quote, "Our mission at Young Horses is to create original games that are odd, charming, and mildly concerning. They succeeded, I'll tell you that right now. In our first-person adventure, you play as a journalist who receives a mysterious film from the disgraced explorer Elizabeth Megafig. She has invited you to Snacktooth Island to witness her latest and greatest discovery, Bugsnax, which are part bug, part snacks, little creatures. Lured by the promise of a great story, you travel to the island to interview Elizabeth and her group of misfit grumpuses. In pursuit of your big scoop, you get caught up in hunting Bugsnax, feeding the grumpuses, and solving the mysteries of the island. What are these half-bug, half-snack creatures really? How do they affect the bodies of those who eat them? And most importantly, why do they taste so good?" And in the trailer, if you're listening to on a podcast, when they eat one of these Bugsnax, their limbs or part of their body turns into whatever that was. So there's a little strawberry creature roaming around and they eat one. Like their arm turns into like 3 strawberries. It's this really weird thing. That one's coming holiday 2020 to PS4, PS5, PC via the Epic Games Store. After that, they go into the Demon's Souls remake. A lot of people are going to be really happy about this one. I'm grabbing specific info from Jonathan Dornbush at IGN. So this is a remake of the PS3 exclusive, not a remaster. It's a remake entirely rebuilt from the ground up and masterfully enhanced. The game will reportedly have 2 graphics modes, one for graphic quality and the other focused on frame rate. And it looks like it will also include a fractured mode, which they haven't said exactly what it is. Some people have speculated that Fractured Mode will allow you to switch back to the original game's graphics or back and forth, while others have guessed that it may act as a nightmare difficulty mode of sorts. The original Demon's Souls released in 2009, so this is at least 11 years after the original game, because I don't know, they didn't give an actual release date for the remake, but also PS5 exclusive, no release date again for that. After that, they go into Deathloop, which is described as rival assassins locked in a time loop. This one looked pretty interesting to me, actually. Deathloop puts you in the role of Colt, a man with a unique problem. Every morning you wake up on the same beach with the same killer hangover, the subject of the same island-wide manhunt by the same entitled partiers. There's only one way to free yourself from the loop. Only one way to free yourself from the loop, the island, and the cycle of slaughter. You're going to have to take out the 8 people responsible for maintaining the loop. You've got to accomplish this nigh impossible task before midnight, so you better get creative. Arm yourself with a variety of devastating weapons and supernatural abilities to survive the Aeon program and break the loop. Take the knowledge you gain from each day to try different paths and playstyles as you navigate the treacherous backstreets and hidden layers of Black Reef. Stay on your toes, rework your strategies, and push forward, all the while compiling clues as to the inner workings of the island. And remember, if at first you don't succeed, die again. Leave it to me to screw that up. Timed console exclusive, so PS5 and PC in holiday 2020. Xbox release can come at a later date. Not confirmed, but it can come at a later date. After that, they go into Resident Evil 8 Village, or just Resident Evil Village. Absolutely loved the way they revealed the title, because I haven't played the Resident Evil games, but so leading up to the title reveal in the trailer, I had no idea what game it was. Going through it, and towards the end of the trailer, they show the word Village, and then a little bit more footage, and then Village pops up again, but the V, I, and the vertical lines of the 2 L's made up the 8 for Resident Evil 8. So that was creative, and I actually think that was leaked a month or 2 ago, so people kind of already knew that. One of the best games graphically of the event, I think. So the description for it on the website is, the next generation of survival horror rises in the form of Resident Evil Village, the 8th major entry in the Resident Evil series. With ultra-realistic graphics powered by the RE engine, fight for survival as danger lurks around every corner. Years after the tragic events of Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Ethan Winters has started over with his wife Mia, finally living in peace and putting the past behind them. However, Chris Redfield, the legendary hero from previous Resident Evil games, suddenly disrupts their life, throwing a devastated Ethan into a new and twisted nightmare in search of answers. Next update about that game is coming August 2020. So PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC via Steam in 2021. Next game they went into was Pragmata. And kind of vague on this one, but I'm getting the info from Charlie Hall at Polygon. And they said Earth is dead and the sky is falling. Little is known about the game, but a trailer shows a man in a spacesuit grappling with unknown powers that have corrupted the planet Earth. In the trailer, Pragmata shows its main character walking around the streets of a major urban center in a hardened spacesuit. On his back is an articulated arm, which creates capsules that the main character can shoot out of a small pistol. The first capsule allows him to see a record of what happened on the streets, shimmering artifacts of men, women, children, and their pets. One of those people, a young girl, solidifies and walks towards the man. That's when a space station falls out of orbit, throwing both the man and the child onto the moon. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked, because in the trailer the space station's falling down and somehow gravity is like reversed or something, and that spacesuit guy and the child start floating up towards it, and the girl uses some weird power to create this big net ball around the dude to protect him from the debris from the space station, and then they float into space. That's basically all that showed. The date for that one was 2022. So it's going to be a bit before we see that one. That'll be PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. After that, they get into Horizon Forbidden West, which is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. I was so excited to see this. The reason for the Forbidden West title is because in the sequel, Aloy has made her way west to the North American region, and that info made me realize I don't even remember where the first game took place, but that's where that came from. A lot of people thought they were going to do like Horizon 1 Dawn or Horizon 2 Dawn or something like that, but Horizon Forbidden West. So screw everything everybody guessed before this moment. The trailer showed underwater gameplay, which is very exciting. A good handful of new machines that look so epic. There was this like giant turtle thing that came out of the water. There was some pterodactyl things flying around. There's massive elephants that, I don't know, I'm so excited for this game. I think they've made a lot of good additions to it. And I just beat Horizon Zero Dawn last Sunday for the first time. So that's even better timing, and I'm that much more excited for the sequel now. That's also going to be a PS5 exclusive. No release date for that one was given. And after that, they got into the box reveal. They finally showed the PlayStation 5 box. And immediately after showing what the PS5 looks like with the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive, they revealed the PS5 All Digital Edition out of nowhere. I did not expect them to do that at all. Pulling all this info right from PlayStation blog just to make sure I can get everything. The blog says the PS5 gameplay experience will be the same between the normal version and the all-digital version. So it seems like the only difference between the two is the disc drive, which is really interesting because that's not that much different for one console SKU to the next. So that brings up the question of what's the price difference going to be between those two? Because you wouldn't think that would mean that much of a price difference if that's the only difference. I was listening to the guys at Kinda Funny talk about it on their podcast, and Tim Geddes said he guessed $400 and $600 for the all digital and the normal one, which I really don't think it'll be a $200 difference. It would blow my mind if it was. Most of the other guys guessed $100 difference because, again, $100 difference doesn't seem like that would warrant an all digital version versus the normal one, but what would be the point of making two consoles if they were only going to be a $50 difference? But Greg Miller from Kinda Funny brought up a very good point about this. The all-digital version would get rid of retail. PlayStation wouldn't have to worry about losing money by selling through GameStop, Target, Walmart, anywhere else. Players would pretty much only be purchasing games directly from the PlayStation Store. So the question is that extra profit or them not worrying about distributing to GameStop and other physical places, is that worth them cutting the price down that much more for the all-digital version of the PS5? It's a really interesting conversation to come up. The most mind-blowing part about it was the fact that they had a second console. It was crazy. And keep in mind they haven't given a price for either SKU of the console yet, so again, this is all speculation and stuff like that. And they also showed off some accessories for the console at the event. A wireless headset, a camera, a media remote, and a charging dock for the DualSense controller. The HD camera has a dual 1080p lens, or dual 1080p lenses, rather, and will allow players to stream footage from their living rooms while playing games, which will make streaming to Twitch or anywhere else much easier for many more gamers, which is awesome. I'm glad they're making that more easily accessible for people. And the Pulse 3D wireless headset offers 3D audio support, which is something Sony has brought a lot of focus to with the PlayStation 5, and dual noise-canceling microphones. I'm curious to see what the quality ends up really being with this headset, and if it'd be worth ditching a headset you already own for this one with 3D audio support. And I'm not sure how big of a deal that is or what exactly that means as opposed to other headphones that are on the market right now. But their audio support that they talked about at the PS5 tech event back in March, I was really interested in that, actually. So I will keep an eye on this wireless headset and might get it, maybe, hard maybe. And the media remote looks like any normal TV remote, which will just have you be able to go through Netflix and whatever other apps on your PS5 easier, I guess. It's got a built-in microphone for voice commands. There are 4 unmarked buttons on the bottom of the remote. Not sure what those are for. And the charging station for the controller. The dock has room for 2 DualSense controllers to be charged at the same time. No prices for the console SKUs or any of the accessories were announced, but it's a safe assumption that they're going to be available at the same time as the console launches this holiday season. So, good news from this event. It's all insane. They did it very well. people have been comparing it to Xbox's third-party event that they had back in May. But again, that was a third-party event. Yeah, they didn't do very well with it, with the gameplay promise, not seeing that much gameplay. Not a good event as a whole, but Xbox is going to have their first-party event in July at some point. So after that event, there will be a better comparison between the two with first parties and stuff like that. And I went to IGN's website and got exclusivity notes for each of the games because a lot of games were announced. It was 20-something games. So I'm going to go through real quick just a list of the game names, what their exclusivity is, and if they have release dates yet for those people that skipped right to this part that didn't want to hear everything I just talked about. So first I'm going to go over the games that are exclusive to the PlayStation 5 that you can't play on Xbox or even PS4 or PC or any of that. So we got Astro's Playroom, which is preloaded onto the PS5 at launch. Demon's Souls Remake, no release date for that one. Destruction AllStars, no release date. Gran Turismo 7, no release date for that one. Horizon Forbidden West, no release date. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Holiday 2020. I think it's PS5 exclusive. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any confirmation on that I'm comfortable taking as fact, but I'm going to say it's PS5 exclusive for now. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, no release date for that one. Returnal, no release date for that one. Sackboy, A Big Adventure, that little Big Planet game, no release date. So that was 9 games that they announced that are going to be exclusive to the PS5, which you can't get on PC. You can't even get on PS4. So you can only play those with a PlayStation 5. And after that, I'm going over ones that are console exclusive, so you just can't get them on Xbox, but you can get them on PlayStation and PC for the most part. We got Bugsnax, PS4, PS5, PC via the Epic Games Store, Holiday 2020. Deathloop, timed exclusive, so not available on Xbox at launch, but maybe at some point in the future. Also coming to PC at the same time as PS5, no release date though. GhostWire Tokyo, timed exclusive again, so not available on Xbox right away, possibly in the future. Coming to PC also, maybe at a later date. Didn't hear the PC release date for that one. Sometime in 2021. We got Godfall, which is just PS5 and PC via the Epic Games Store, Holiday 2020. I thought that one was also going to be available on Xbox, but I must have just misheard something when that game was first announced. And Goodbye Volcano High, PS5 and PC via Steam in 2021. Jett the Far Shore, PS4, PS5, and PC via the Epic Games Store, Holiday 2020. Kena, Bridge of Spirits, PS4, PS5, and PC via the Epic Games Store, no release date for that one. Oddworld Soulstorm, PS4, PS5, PC via the Epic Games Store 2020. I think 2020. I didn't see a confirmed date for that, but that's what one source said. Project Athia, PS5 and PC. The IGN website says 2023, but I haven't found a release date anywhere else for that, so take that with a grain of salt. Stray, that game where you play as a cat, for PS5, PC via Steam in 2021. And Solar Ash for PS4, PS5, PC via the Epic Games Store 2021. There's 11 games that are console exclusive. And then the rest of the games they talked about aren't exclusive to PS5 or anything like that, which was GTA 5, the next-gen version coming in the second half of 2021, not exclusive to anything, obviously. Hitman 3 coming January 2021, which will include the rebooted trilogy on PS5, Series X, PC. Not sure about current-gen consoles. That's a maybe. And Little Devil Inside, no release date, but PS4, PS5, timed console exclusive. Oh, is it? Oh, maybe I included that one on the wrong list. But also coming to PC. And NBA 2K21, Fall 2020, all platforms. Resident Evil Village 2021, PS5, Xbox Series X, PC via Steam, and Pragmata 2022 for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. That's a lot of games. That was very wordy. Sorry to those of you who didn't want to hear that whole list, who listened to everything beforehand, but I wanted to include that for people who just wanted that. So, fantastic event. I'm very excited for the PlayStation 5. I'm definitely getting one at launch. This has been your June bonus episode of Update X about the PS5 reveal. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube or for listening on podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you want to get more frequent gaming news posts from me in between episodes, you can follow the show's page on Twitter at UpdateXShow. You can also give me any feedback or suggestions you have about the show while you're there. Outside of game news, I post gaming clips for fun on TikTok at TheOnlyResh. I also go live on TikTok when I do these episodes like I am right now. if you want to check that out. And my personal Twitter page is also @TheOnlyResh, where I post non-strictly news-related stuff. As always, thank you so much for choosing Update X for your gaming news. I'll see you on the regularly scheduled episode on Monday, June 15th, where I'll be talking about the long future ahead of Destiny 2, even more games announced and other events this week, The Last of Us Part 2 reviews, and much more. Have a great weekend.